revealed everything that happened, because it was quietly growing and everybody is happy that it's growing. $18 billion worth of merchandise being sold from Bangladesh to abroad, and we are in the #2 garment exporter in the whole world. It gives us lots of pride, but we didn't get involved in the details of how this is going on. We thought everything is okay. Occasionally there's a fire in the factory and we get concerned about why this regulatory authorities are not looking into it, why the factory owners are not looking into it, why the buyers are not looking into it, but we forgot. And if we don't pay attention right now in this biggest tragedy that we've ever had, and which rocked the whole foundation of our economy and the society, we'll forget again in a couple of months' time. We'll be moving into something else and keeping it as it is. So what I'm suggesting, this is a time that we pay all the attention, all of us.
Let me put some numbers to you about your own company's work. But as I understand it, Grameen, your business has garment factories. Starting wages, I'm reading here, are at about $55 a month, which is definitely higher than others, but it still falls, when you break it down, below the $2 a day, which is what the United Nations suggests. Why don't you take the lead yourself? Pump up your own wages there if you're able to, and maybe others will follow. Maybe people will realise that the United Nations number is serious and should be adhered to.
First of all, Pope Francis has just told, in connection with this disaster, that Bangladeshi women are being treated as slave labor. So we don't want to be a country of slave labor. We want to have a country with dignified women working with their beautiful skills, so that we can make everybody happy with our products. At the same time, we earn a decent income for ourselves. That's the whole idea.
Can I bring in one of those elements that you talked about, consumers and buyers and all these things? The companies, the labels, if you like, the names which gets associated with these at the end. What role do they have to play? Because a lot of people just look at them and say, well, they're making all the money, aren't they? They're selling these high-end clothes at big prices, and the workers don't get the money in the first instance. What role do they have to play? I guess it's a social responsibility as well.
Again, I don't want to assign kind of accusations of one type of another. All I'm saying...
No, but they've got a role to play.
No, everybody has a role to play, that's what I'm saying. We have to all combine our hands instead of saying, you are at fault and I'm okay. We are all party to it. We all have to protect this industry, protect these women, and protect the consumers all the way around. So we have to get involved in the nitty-gritty of the details. My point is, if we raise the minimum wage, say 25 cents per hour to 50 cents per hour, the total cost increase in the whole thing would be hardly for $100 products which is being sold today, it will be addition of, say, about $2 to $2.50. That will not break the bone of any consumer or any producer or anybody. So it's just, money involved is so minuscule. But when we go in the negotiating table, somehow finally we push all the burden on the poorly paid workers, like what's called slave laborers, to pay 1 penny less. Why don't we just say we do not negotiate that part? We want to create a decent industry where consumers are happy because they are wearing clothes, where they are enjoying the beauty of the clothes. At the same time, they are happy. Somebody making this is running a happy family because of the fact that they are buying this product. So this is the intention, and we see who can do what in that. Whether $2.50 extra, whether that should be paid by the ultimate consumer, whether that should be shared by the retailers who are selling this product, squeezing expenses in other areas, with how much of this should be shared by other parties. So this is what we're saying. But let us not negotiate the quality of life of the people who are working. They shouldn't be treated like a slave labor.